So in this video, I'm going to go through the best new way to target your ideal clients using Facebook ads. And even though I mentioned Facebook ads here, this can also apply to TikTok ads and Instagram ads as well. So it's crazy to think that the old way of targeting your ideal clients used to be where you would go to maybe LinkedIn, you'd type in some keywords such as a job title, or you'd go to the different filters and maybe search for different locations and industries and things like that. And you could also do this not just with LinkedIn or LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but you could also do this using different lead generation tools like Apollo and a bunch of others that are out there these days, where you can find people by targeting specific keywords related to job titles, the industry, and things like that. Now, there's nothing wrong in doing any of this, and you can definitely find your ideal clients using these parameters. However, there are some limitations. The first limitation is the time that it takes you to research and enter all this different information and then scroll through the different results to try and find the right people for you. The second problem and limitation is that sometimes you don't have the filters that you need in order to find your ideal clients. So for example, with LinkedIn, you can't really target someone by revenue, or you can't really target, let's just say you wanted to target people that had a certain amount of sales appointments every single month. You can't do that on LinkedIn because there's no option to search for how many sales appointments does this business get every month. And the third and final limitation is that these people may or may not be in the market for your services, which means it can sometimes be a bit of a hit and miss. You might just happen to reach out to someone at the exact right time that they need help with a problem, but a lot of the time, they might not have a problem right now that they need help with. So they're not in the market. And if you want to get leads and appointments with people that are likely to convert now rather than later, then you need to be targeting people that are actually in the market for your services right now. So how can you actually do this? Well, what's crazy is that most people don't realize that you can actually do this with Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ads. You can actually target exactly who your ideal client is with any kind of parameter that you can think of within the ad itself. So how does that actually work? Well, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, they all use AI and big data to be able to find your ideal clients. But you need to be able to point them in the right direction and be very clear with them with who your ideal client is. Now, again, the old way of doing this is you would go to Facebook or TikTok ads, and inside of the ads manager, you would enter exactly who it is that you're looking to target based on different interests. And again, you can still do that. You can still point them in the right direction through interest targeting. But these days, where I'm seeing the best results for most clients, and even in my own business as well, is when you run ads and rely on the algorithm to find the right people for you and your business. So the next logical question is, how do you actually do that? Well, like I said, it's no longer to do with what you put in the targeting criteria when you're running ads, but it's all to do with the messaging of the ad. So let me give you a real life example. So here is an example of an ad. And at the top of the ad, this will be a Facebook ad. You have the ad text here. So the ad text and the image or the creative, well, actually the whole thing here is the image or the creative. This is going to be the first thing that people see when they see your ad. So let me give you a real life example. Let's just say you wanted to target business owners that have over $50,000 in monthly revenue. You would literally put that in the beginning of the ad text. So it's right at the beginning so that those business owners that match that criteria will stop, look, and actually read or click on the ad or want to learn more. And those that don't match that criteria, they will then skip the ad and ignore it because it's not relevant to them. So by doing this, not just in the ad text, but also potentially in the creative you use, or even in your ad headline, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be filtering people out. You're going to be filtering out the wrong kind of people, and you're going to be sending positive signals back to the Facebook algorithm about who is your ideal client. Because what happens is Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all of these ad platforms, what they do is they look at who are the people that are clicking on the ad, who are the people that are actually converting from the ad, and then it sends those positive signals back to the algorithm so that it can find more people that match that criteria. As a result, that means you can pretty much target almost anyone you can think of. So if you have a niche, for example, you can call out your niche inside of the ad text. So for example, if we look at my ad here, the image ad that I just showed you, if we click edit, you can see that in this ad, I'm targeting financial advisors. So that's why I say, I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in. That's why I say, get more than just financial advisor leads, get booked appointments with your ideal clients. So straight away, before they click see more, they can see exactly who this ad is for. And this is just one niche. I could have ads for different niches because we don't just work with financial advisors. We can work with insurance agents or, people that do business loans or pretty much any business that needs to get appointments in order to get clients. But the key thing that I'm trying to make clear is that you would call out exactly who you're looking to target right at the top of your ad, because in this way, if you're not a financial advisor, this isn't going to be relevant to you. You're going to just skip the ad and ignore it. But if you are a financial advisor, this is going to be interesting to you and you might want to learn more. Now, talking about the niche is just one thing that you could do, but it's not just that. You could also talk about the problem that people have. So again, this is targeting financial advisors that are tired of just generating leads. And instead, they want to generate more booked appointments with their ideal clients. So that's why we mentioned that at the beginning. And then we have like a screenshot here so they can see or visualize how it could work. And then in the headline, again, we put get qualified financial advisor appointments. So again, all throughout the ad, it's being very clear with who this is targeting. And this is just one example of different ads that you can run. If we go and look at the results here, you can see that this ad has had 29 appointments and has a cost per appointment of about $116 within the last 30 days. So this is just one example of one type of ad that you could run in order to call out your ideal clients. So in your business, if you're thinking of running ads, but you're worried that you won't be able to target the right people, then all you need to do, the answer to that is all you need to do is call out the right people in the ad itself. And if you can call out the right people and then describe a problem that they have and then explain how you can solve that problem for them, it's going to capture their attention. They will be motivated to want to learn more about how you can help them solve that problem. And over time, the more data that Meta and Facebook get in terms of seeing who is a good lead for you and who clicks on the ad and who converts, the better the algorithm will be able to optimize your ads and show your ads to the right kind of people in the future as well. So targeting your ideal clients has never been easier, and also at the same time, it's never been more challenging because it's all to do with the ad and what you say in the ad. So it's easy in that respect that you don't have to mess around with all the different targeting filters, but it's also challenging because you do need to write a good ad in order for it to convert. So you'll notice if you go back to my ad here, this is just, if we click here, if you see where it says see more, this is just the first part of the ad. The rest of the ad is much bigger. We use more text. We also have different video ads as well that we're using. And we also have different ad variations of different ad text that we use. So calling out your ideal clients is the first part in order to make sure that you get good conversions with the ads and target exactly who you want to get in front of. But the second part is also making sure that you communicate how you can help people in your ad in order to motivate them to want to learn more about how you can help them. So you might be wondering, okay, so once people click on an ad, what happens next? Like, what do they do? Well, the next part of this is they go to an opt-in page, and then from an opt-in page, they can enter their name and email to watch a video, and that video goes through how you can help them. Now, if you'd like to see a real life example of how this works, just click on the link in the description of this video, and you'll be able to watch my free masterclass training, which goes through this video that I've recorded here, that goes through how the strategy works in more detail. And then the idea is that if people like what they hear in that video, they can then fill out an application form and schedule a call with you to learn more about working with you. And there's a bunch of other things you can do behind the scenes, like follow-up emails, retargeting ads, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video on how you can do that, but this video is just about targeting your ideal clients. So that's what you can do in your ad. You can target your ideal client that way, send them to your funnel. But you'll notice that running ads is just a few of the ways that we can generate traffic in order to get people going to your sales funnel and then converting into a sales appointment. So you see here we have Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and TikTok ads as a way to drive traffic. But then we also have Google SEO and YouTube and also LinkedIn here, but we also have other ways that you can drive traffic to your funnel. So running ads is one way that you can target your ideal clients, but what if you don't want to run ads, or maybe you don't have the budget yet to run ads? Is there nothing else you can do? Do you only have to, use other outreach platforms like LinkedIn or different lead generation tools in order to target your ideal clients? Well, the answer is no. You can use organic channels as well. So for example, on YouTube, and this also applies to Google when you're creating blogs and things like that. But on YouTube, you can also target your ideal clients in a very similar way. All you got to do is use the right title in your YouTube video topic. So this title, for example, is all about how to target your ideal clients. So anyone who's looking for that information, they'll either find this video through a Google search or a YouTube search, or they'll find the video because it's being recommended by the YouTube algorithm on the homepage. And again, the algorithm is doing the hard work of finding the right people. All you need to do is create content that would be relevant and interesting to your ideal client. So right now, if you're watching this video, chances are you are interested in targeting your ideal client. So that means you likely have a business. And because I use the word clients instead of customers, it also likely means that you provide some sort of service, which also means it's likely that you also need to get sales appointments in order to get more clients in the first place. So if you're watching this video right now, this is proof that even without running ads, just by creating a simple video like this one, you can also target your ideal clients. So the more specific you are in the video, sometimes the less views that you'll get, because if you're very specific, there's less of those people out there, but the better and more targeted that video will be in terms of reaching the right person. So in your business, you can create YouTube videos, you can create blogs, again, calling out exactly who it is that you want to target. So just as a quick example, again, I'll use the financial advisor niche as another example. If we go to Google and type in, let's type in financial advisor Facebook ads, and you'll see that my blog appears at the top, and then my video appears actually in the second place and the third place as well. So I actually have 2 videos around this topic. So that just gives you an example to show you that creating content will be able to still target the right people if you mention in the video title or in the video itself exactly who it is that you're looking to target and how you can actually help them. So if you'd like to learn more about how you can actually do this, the next step would be to click the link in the description of this video, and that will go through how the strategy works in more detail. And if you want us to do all of this for you and set up the whole system so you don't have to worry about it, and we'll take care of everything from start to finish, then again, if you click the link in the description of this video, it will go through how we can help you do all this and set it all up for you and even manage it for you if you want, so that you can get faster results versus trying to figure it all out on your own. So again, click the link in the description if you'd like to check that out, and I'll see you on the other side.